Vector. A tour of C++, containers and algorithms. The most useful standard library container is vector. A vector is a sequence of elements of a given type. The elements are stored contiguously in memory. The vector examples give an idea of the implementation of vector and provide an exhaustive discussion. We can initialize a vector with a set of values of its element type. Vector entry phone book equals David Hume 123456, Karl Popper 234567, Bertrand Arthur William Russell 345678. Elements can be accessed through subscripting. Void print book, const vector entry and book. 4. Int I equals 0, I not equal book.size, plus I. Cout book, I, new line. As usual, indexing starts at 0 so that book, 0, holds the entry for David Hume. The vector member function size gives the number of elements. The elements of a vector constitute a range, so we can use a range for loop. Void print book, const vector entry and book. 4. Const auto and x book. Cout x new line. When we define a vector, we give it an initial size, initial number of elements. Vector int v1 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, size is 4. Vector string v2, size is 0. Vector shape asterisk v3, 23, size is 23, initial element value, null ptr. Vector double v4, 32, 9.9, size is 32, initial element value, 9.9. An explicit size is enclosed in ordinary parentheses, for example, 23, and by default the elements are initialized to the element type's default value, example null ptr for pointers, and 0 for numbers. If you don't want the default value, you can specify 1 as a second argument, example 9.9 for the 32 elements of v4. The initial size can be changed. One of the most useful operations on a vector is pushback, which adds a new element at the end of a vector, increasing its size by 1. For example, void input. 4. Entry e, c in e. Phonebook.pushback e. This reads entries from the standard input into phonebook until either the end of input, example, the end of a file, is reached or the input operation encounters a format error. The standard library vector is implemented so that growing a vector by repeated pushback s is efficient. A vector can be copied in assignments and initializations. For example, vector entry book 2 equals phonebook. Copying and moving of vectors are implemented by constructors and assignment operators as described in. Assigning a vector involves copying its elements. Thus, after the initialization of book 2 and phonebook hold separate copies of every entry in the phonebook. When a vector holds many elements, such innocent-looking assignments and initializations can be expensive. Where copying is undesirable, references or pointers or move operations should be used. Thank you for watching.